Hello, guys. It has been a while because I had some exams to take for class, but I decided to talk about the last two Titans episodes a little bit, and I guess we're going into episode 11 next week. So we have three more episodes left, if I'm correct. Um, so yeah, the first episode I wanted to talk about was the one where Donna Troy comes back to life, basically. It's probably going to end up being one of my favorite episodes of this season, which just goes to show no shade, but like when we move the story from Scarecrow and Jason, which is like, this is going to be a little bit of like ranty kind of because it's just whatever. You know what? Okay. So we don't have Scarecrow and Jason in this episode, and it's one of the best episodes. But also one of the best episodes of the season, I think, does have Jason in it. So I just think they completely overdid that story, and I was trying to be optimistic in my initial rant because I think we were on episode like 7 or something. So I was like, if they wrap this up, and even then I thought it was the story dragged on for too long. But I was like, if they wrap this up in like the next two episodes, we can be cool. Like, it's so weird because this is literally the center story of the season, and then like everybody else's storylines are crumbs and like side storylines. We were supposed to get this huge Tamaran storyline with Starfire and Blackfire, and it's just like, once again, it's like Teen Titans Go, where it's just like we're seeing them hang out in the Wayne Manor. We're not even really seeing them do anything cool in Wayne Manor because like the Titans are in Wayne Manor. It's such an iconic setting, it's an iconic team. So why don't we make cool things happen, even if maybe okay, so you guys want to have Dick Grayson go off all the time? Maybe let's have Blackfire and Connor go on and do their own little things, and let's have Starfire go off and do her things. Like, you guys just like don't talk about them, and then when you do talk about them, it's just like Starfire sleepwalking for her entire arc of that storyline, and then no questions are answered, just more questions pop up. So yeah, Gar basically does nothing, and Connor is basically just like tied to this his love interest, which is Blackfire at this point. Um, Anyways, so the initial episode that I wanted to talk about was when Donna and Tim Drake come back to life. So Tim Drake kind of wakes up from the previous episode. He was shot by Scarecrow, I believe, because he went to go meet up with Jason, Todd, and things just went south. I don't think Jason intended for that to happen, but it did happen. Probably made him look worse. So are we just like, I don't. Anyways, at this point, this is how I would like for his storyline to go, which, I mean, what I like doesn't mean anything, but they should basically just have him, like, can they just, as soon as Raven comes back, like, as soon as Raven, next episode, when she's with the team, I need her to get rid of Scarecrow, okay? Great. And I have something to say about Raven's storyline, too, in a bit. I need her to get rid of Scarecrow, and I need, them to just not forgive Jason at this point, because if we're being real, if he's going to end up as the Red Hood, which is what he is, um, which it would have been cool if they just wrapped the whole thing up with Scarecrow and made him like turn on Scarecrow and put him back in Arkham or something, and have the Titans not forgive him or forgive him, but they're like, hey, you can't come back to the Titans because that what you did was unforgivable. Like, we may forgive you because you're our brother or whatever, but like, you can't come back in the team because you're too chaotic. And then he ends up going back and being Red Hood in Gotham and just kind of becoming this vigilante character, not really causing so much chaos. And I guess they kind of hinted at that in the last episode when he was like, oh, I thought we were supposed to be like a different kind of hope for the people. He's saying it to Scarecrow. And I'm just like, okay, Jason, so you're just gonna look moody in the corner all the time and like emo, or are you gonna just really deal with Scarecrow. So, anyways, the Tim Drake ends up on the train. Donna Troy's on the train somehow. I don't know if this train is where you initially wake up when you die. If it is, why would Donna Troy be there? Maybe just like fate, because that's what this whole story seems to be about. Is like this moment was destined to happen. It was supposed to happen, right? So we have that happen. But I think before that even happened, sorry, this episode was like 2 weeks ago. We have Rachel in the mascara. I keep jumping all over the place, but stick with it. We have Rachel in the mascara, and she's trying to revive Rachel, and the Amazonians are just kind of like being just cold to her. They're just not really with it. Even the one that's like kind of on her side, she's just still kind of like, you need to listen, blah blah blah. And Rachel's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna listen to you guys because you guys are scared of my like they don't even understand her powers. They're scared of it. So it's just like, why would she listen to you? Anyways, they have her like set up these stones and stuff, and it just feels like a really rushed way to go over her arc in Themyscira, which it could have been something really cool actually. If even if they didn't want to reunite her with the team until now, that doesn't mean that we couldn't have had storylines on Rachel um, from like the 7th episode or the 5th episode, even the 1st episode. We could have had her in the Themyscira training and actually seeing her struggle with the Amazonians. So I don't understand why that didn't happen. And then we just got these little crumbs, and it was just like we're supposed to understand that they don't like her, not really understand why, like kind of understand why. It's just weird because I hate when the show does things like this because it's like sometimes the show does like very like not even CW things. It's worse than CW sometimes, which sucks because they have a really good budget and they have really great actors. But then it's like I could literally like sometimes the Flash or like Arrow handles their storylines a little bit better than this show sometimes, and that's kind of like a dig because they're pretty bad at handling them. You would just think by now that it just seems like the writers are just all over the place and they just get really like tunnel vision and hyper fixated on this one element that they think is gonna do whatever they think it's gonna do. This season it was the Bat Family. Um, Anyways, seeing Rachel and Themyscira would have been awesome, but we were robbed of that. We see her storyline wrap up, and she doesn't even bring Donna back to life. So, okay, cool. I mean, I get it, but okay. So she goes back to meet the team and ends up finding Gar. And sorry, so my cat sounds like he's doing something weird. Oh no, he's just eating. She ends up finding Gar after this big fallout they have with the police, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's get the team back together. Seriously. Um, so that happens. Okay, whatever. So the episode happens back. We're back to the train. Tim Drake ends up getting off of the train. Donna Troy follows him, and she's protecting him like the hero that she is. And they end up finding Hank, which was cool. I miss Hank. But anyways, it's just like a lot of these characters should have their own shows. Like they should have spin-offs. Seriously, it's getting ridiculous at this point. Um yeah, a lot of these characters should just have spin-offs, but okay. So Hank is on here, he finds them, he's like, you know, kind of running around, and they end up going to this kind of bar area place, and he's like, this is fate, Donna, and she's like, no, and I'm like, why not? And then Tim is like, yeah, we gotta go because I don't want to be here or be dead anymore. So they end up leaving and going to this bridge. Long story short, Hank gets left behind and he has to stay. Donna ends up saving Tim Drake. He has to like leap over this big freaking gap, and they're like, you can do it, and I'm like, can he? And then she like uses her lasso, which was really cool, and it looked all pretty with the black and white, and I love the use of black and white in this episode because it was supposed to be like dark and they are dead. It was really cool. Good for them. And then the moments with Rachel were not in black and white. So yeah, great. Anyways, so she does that and she kind of has like a little stance with her sword at that moment. She looks super cool. I'm so happy Donna's back. Honestly, another character that could completely have her own spin-off show. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do something with these characters other than try to all crush them into one story with the Titans. Which, like, yeah, these characters do come in and out of the Titans in the comics. Yeah, cool. But not the way that you guys are doing it. Anyways, or at least handling it. Like, anyways, literally, I just finished watching Sex Education, and their like ensemble cast last season was literally like 12 to 14 characters. How? And they pull it off, but Titans cannot do this with their characters, which already have a lot of background story to them. So like it's like the stuff is already there. You guys just like to go and mess it up. And you guys, I mean the writers. Anyways, so yeah, Donna comes back by her own on her own. Tim Drake wakes up. We don't. I feel like we're not really gonna get too much of him in this season. Um, the next episode, Barbara is here. I wish they would do something with her other than try to tie her to Nightwing. It's tired. It's old. Um, yeah, let her get her own show as Batgirl and suit her up. She's really great. I love the actress. Like I said, I love the actress. She needs her own show. Why not do it? You guys make all these CW shows that get canceled or dragged. So how about you guys make decent shows on HBO Max, because HBO Max should have a like certain amount of quality to them. I don't understand, especially if you guys have these the ability to do it with these properties. Start making better shows with them. Anyways, um yeah, she should get her own show and do her own thing and have her be in Gotham. You guys want to be in Gotham so bad too? Give give Barbara Gordon a show, make her Oracle. Let the Teen Titans pop up like maybe once in a blue moon. It's not that hard. If you want Batman in there too, like, yeah, there's been Batman series. What's the one animated Batman series where like she kind of becomes Batgirl under his wing and stuff? And oh god, I can't remember. There's so many Batman animated series. It's not like a newer one, but it's not as old as the original one. Um, do something like that if you guys want Jorah Mormont's Batman in there so badly. Literally make that a show. Have her deal with like Jason Todd and stuff. Like, there you go, bingo. Um, anyways, they end up turning themselves in. Okay. And Blackfire gets shot, and then she ends up taking Starfire's powers, long story short. Like, this is, if you're watching this review, you've seen the episode, because I'm giving spoilers and stuff. So she ends up getting shot, ends up taking Starfire's powers for no reason. I'm gonna let you know right now, there's no actual reason for it, besides the writers just wanted to do that. And I get it. Sometimes there's things you want to do, but does that mean you should do them? No, that doesn't mean that. Anyways, it's kind of annoying. It's the end of the season. Why are we taking her out at the, like, we're about to have like a big fight, so is she gonna get her powers back before then? I don't even know what's happening with Blackfire, honestly. At this point, I don't, like, she doesn't have to betray them. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with like her betrayal being down the line if it ever happens, and not really being, a sinister betrayal, because it's a rendition of the character. And I don't know, maybe she'll be given like a difficult choice later on down the line. But for now, I'm cool with her being in the Titans. I don't need her to be super evil. Like, she's kind of just a little bit more dark than them, even though they're all dark and emo, right? Um, yeah. Oh, here's my cat now. So yeah, that happens, and all I have to say is I just hope that next season is better. Because I think I've like given, like, I'm done with this season. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna accept it. Because I love to see the actors and I love to see these characters on screen. So hopefully next season, I'm just at this point, I think there needs to be like new writers because it doesn't seem like, you know, talking about the issues openly. The fans, 'cause I know it was trending 2 days ago, that they don't really care what you have to say, so they should just get new writers for the show, honestly. Sorry, but I'm not really sorry. And let's get it together and let's get some of these side characters their own shows, and let's get the Titans to work together as a team and not be apart forever and ever. And let's let them go on side missions and stuff. It's really unfortunate. And then you go see like their animated stuff and it's like it's good, it's cute, and I'm like, how are you guys developing characters better in like a 2 hour movie? I just watched Justice League Dark of the Apocalypse War or whatever, where like everybody died, but then they came back to life, and Damian Wayne was in there, and I actually loved it. And Batman was super evil, but I loved it, and I loved what they did with Damian Wayne in that. And I love the scene where, so I'm literally going on a tangent, but I love the scene where like he tries to bring Nightwing back in the Lazarus pit, and basically it goes badly, and then he's like, he's my brother, and I was like, so you do like him, you do actually like people, Damien. I'm so proud for you. I'm so happy for you. But anyways, sorry, I don't get how they can get it there but then not get it here, even though, yeah, I even felt like, and when and if I do believe it's there's gonna be another season, when they bring back the Harley Quinn series, I'm gonna do a review of that too, because I feel like something about that series is just off too. Like, it's not terrible, but it just also, I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like Harley Quinn. And this one YouTuber I really like, Melina Pendulum, I think she's like Princess Wickies. She has this whole video on the animated Harley Quinn series that I really liked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love the show, and I love Harley Quinn the character, so I think that's like a huge thing. But I feel like this is like, I feel like her this show, the animated Harley Quinn series, is basically like the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad movie, which is the superior Suicide Squad movie. I don't know why you guys like that second one. I watched it and I just was whelmed. I bet you guys loved it, and I just did not care about it at all. I liked the Rat Girl, and Harley was okay. The best thing they've done with her was Birds of Prey, Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Um, anyways, so it reminds me of that version of Harley Quinn from the first movie, which, yeah, we love her because Margot Robbie, but let's be honest, it was like a fanboy's version of Harley Quinn. It wasn't the Harley Quinn that we, kind of knew reading the comics, watching Batman the Animated Series when she comes on with the Harley Quinn suit. But, and it doesn't even mean like matter about the outfit, but the outfit was just so tiny. I mean, whatever. We're past that, right? Um, so yeah, it reminds me of that. It seems like the people that designed that Harley Quinn from that movie, they got together and wrote this animated Harley Quinn series. Um, yeah, I mean, at least she has Ivy, even though they make Ivy like with Kite Man or whatever. But overall, the series can be funny from time to time and interesting. So, but yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about that when this should be a Titans review. Anyways, the last episodes are coming up, and I'll be sure to try to review them separately. I would love to do a reaction video. I just don't know how. I'll figure it out though. But Yeah, sorry, my background is literally K-pop because I was reviewing K-pop before this, but yeah, let's just cross our fingers that Titans can get better. It's really early in the morning right now. I'm so sleepy, but let's hope it gets better in these last couple of episodes. There's still some kind of hope. Yeah. Anyways, bye.